Good morning and happy Tuesday. So it is Talk to Me Tuesday. You know what that means, right? That's right. We'll be out live twice today. All right. So while I'm getting my chat pulled up, let me just remind you that my name is Angie Atkinson. And on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and we'll get going. All right. Now, the chat is still in its doing its thing, pulling up here. So I am not coming in with content this morning because of a couple of things. Number one, it is Talk to Me Tuesday, so it's all about y'all today. And number two, I have only a short time this morning because I have to do my usual Monday meeting on Tuesday since yesterday we were out of the place. Oh, good morning, Miss Jillian. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? Elizabeth Long in the house. Good morning. Good morning, Lanny Slow, Elizabeth Gregory. Rick Mash says, good morning, my peeps. Good morning, Tribe, says Irish Indian. Good morning, Quinita Kwan. Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? So I do have to tell you, I was originally going to, and I'm going to do this later today. I did find out, I found a really great idea for a topic for my video later today, which will be some myths and truths about narcissism. So that's cool. Morning, Shell Soul. Morning. Tommy D says, good morning, Pink Flower Girl and Hyper Thrivers. Hey, Tommy, how you doing? Good morning, Hope Irving. Wally. Wally says, good morning from Sleepy Wally. Hey, I was sleepy earlier. I feel you. Good morning, Mr. Malta. How are you? He welcomes everyone and offers technical information for those experiencing difficulties. Stop the Chaos in the House says, I could use a little support today should have been my 23rd anniversary today, trying to think this is my first year of freedom, but not really working. Oh, sweetie, I totally feel you. So everybody, hands up for Stop the Chaos. Let's send some positive, loving energy her way. I know it's difficult. I know it is. It's painful. It's ridiculous, but I still remember every year on November 2nd that, oh, that was the day I got married before, even though I'm already remarried and I've been remarried. I still remember that. I also remember on I think it was November 6th, 2 years later, was the day that I left. So yeah, I get it. Trust me, it's not as serious for me because it was only a 2-year marriage for me. But I certainly can relate to the idea because of other things in my life, that other situations. Um, and because I'm empathic, I can feel you. So one of the things, I like the idea of thinking this is your first year of freedom, but maybe today would be a good day, Stop the Chaos, for you to do something different, something like for yourself, like go get a haircut or, color or something to really embrace your freedom. Like, for example, I showed you guys before my little Pier 1 candle holder. That was my freedom object. It was the thing that I purchased, the first new thing I purchased for my home when I moved out of my ex-narcissist place. And it was $7, but it's beautiful. I still have it in my house today. And every time I look at it, to me, I love the way it looks. And every time I see it, it reminds me of my freedom. And so maybe that is something you could, hit up a thrift shop or whatever, or even a Pier 1 where I went. Like I said, it was like $7 many years ago, but that might be something you could try. Find yourself a freedom object today, or go get your nails done, or something to make you feel good about yourself and to distract yourself from what you're dealing with as far as your emotional pain, which is completely reasonable and understandable. But I want you to feel good today. I don't want you to feel miserable. But listen, Stop the Chaos. If you need to take the day to mourn, do it. Don't beat yourself up about it, and then start over again tomorrow. I support you either way. Let me know your thoughts. Misty Trinkle says, good morning, Angie. How do I get on the fast track to recovery? The narc is out of the house. Amazing. She says, and now I'm becoming increasingly angry about my condition and what he did to my children, me and the children. That is totally understandable. One of the things you might want to do now, Misty, if you're angry, it's a good time for you to write the letter. Do you remember me talking about that before? So it's a good time for you to write down all the things the narcissist did that you are angry about. Write down all the bad words you want to say to the narcissist and all the things that he did that made you feel abused, devastated, disrespected, all of this stuff. And then at the end of the letter, you have to write down, at the end of the letter, you have to write down that you are um, forgiving him, even though he doesn't deserve it, but you're doing that for yourself because you deserve to feel healthy and happy and not toxic. And so, and then I would not mail the letter, but you may want to. I didn't. I wrote it. Um, I've done this more than once, and I found for me, burning the letter was very effective for releasing the stuff. Somebody in our chat the other day said she put the letter on a balloon and let it fly away. I thought that was cool. And I've heard people throwing it, like, as long as it's biodegradable, burying it or putting it in like a body of water, a stream of water, letting it flow away, whatever feels good to you. But that has been very effective for me. What do you think about that possibility, Misty? Good morning, Malta. He says, good morning, everyone. And Lisa Duran in the house says, good morning, beautiful. Good morning. Oh, yeah, Lisa Duran. Good morning. And wait a minute, I feel like I just lost my place. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. I actually went all the way to the bottom. All right. Good morning, Miss Lisa. Irish Indian says, to myself, being alone is hard and has started financial ruin for me since losing his income. I can't find a second job to work around my first one, and I can't get a raise at my first job. Well, I totally understand that, Irish Indian. One of the things that you might consider is a work from home job. They've got lots of different things you can do, or maybe possibly more hours at your first job. Another thing you can do is look at other ways you can save money. When I first left my ex-husband, I went without cable. I went without like a lot of the luxuries, but over time I was able to get those things back. I just had to refigure it all out and work toward making a little more money. But that is one of the things you could do, is let go of some of the things that you don't need, and possibly consider a second work from home job, which could eventually become your full-time job. If that is something that you're interested in, I would, I've got another channel that I talk about that on now, sort of. Sometimes I'm working on doing more, but I'm waiting till after the summit. But Irish Indian, our summit, we will have tons of people in it. We have 30 plus speakers, but some of them are going to be talking about working from home and how you can really change your life that way. So that will be something that I'd like you to consider checking out. And if you can watch live, it's free, completely free. So check that out. Brandy Shirley says, my husband of 9 months left me because he wasn't in love with me and no longer happy. Hi, Brandy. She says, it's been 6 weeks, no contact, no hoovering, nothing. What should I expect? Will he try to ever come back? He may very well try to come back at some point. He may have left because he's doing something else at the moment. But I would be careful. I'm glad that you've gone 6 weeks, no contact. But I would suggest that you consider the possibility of, he may try to hoover you at some point. 6 weeks, no contact is a good amount of time, but it doesn't put you in the clear, unfortunately. A lot of times what they do is they become involved with other people or other situations, and then they, when that thing doesn't work out, or they miss your supply, or that person does something they don't like, they reach out to their old supply. So that's my suggestion. I don't know why someone would leave after only 9 months. That would definitely indicate something crazy, like he might actually be some kind of a narcissist. I guess I would need to know more information, Brandy. If you would share with me, that would be great. Good morning, Sarah Lee. She says, good morning, Angie and everyone. Hope all is well. All is well with me. I'm a little tired. It's been a long weekend, but I had a lot of fun. So that was cool. Literal Best in the house. Hey, Literal Best. How you doing? Always happy to see you. Glad you came back today. Says, love the pink flower in your hair. Thank you. It says a little pink flower. Got pink flowers on my shirt. I like the flowers. They're fun. Bonnie's in the house. Hey, Bonnie. She says, good morning, Spanily Tribe. And Angie, good morning, Miss Bonnie. How are you, honey? And Lanny Slow says, does the narc actually hate us and want us gone or dead? Well, interesting that you asked me that question. Does the narcissist hate us? Well, sometimes. I did a video on this, I've done several actually, but I did one the other day that brought up a new point that I thought was really interesting. Narcissists are not capable of object constancy. And in the case of relationships, they can't be angry at you and love you at the same time. So they literally flip on a dime. If they feel angry at you, suddenly they do hate you. It's shocking, but it's really the truth. And, of course, they have no empathy at all, so they don't really care how you feel about all that, right? So it's an interesting conundrum as the narcissists have. Do they actually want us gone or dead? Sometimes. I don't think they always do. I think that, as with anything, narcissists are on a spectrum. There are some who are kind of mild, and there are some who are psychopathic and sociopathic. It just depends. So I guess I would need more information about your particular narcissist, Lanny, if you want to share that with me. Sydney Alexander in the house says, I'm new and you're helping me so much. Right on. Welcome, Sydney. Welcome to our little tribe and our little Spanily here. Good morning, SD. How are you? She says, good morning, everyone. Konita Kwan says, hugs to stop the chaos. And Misty Trinkle says, yes, Lanny, they really do. I know it's hard to understand, but they are pure destruction in human form. And that's true up to a point, for sure. It certainly is. Absolutely. Good morning, Ms. Rose Hargrove. How are you, my love? She says, good morning. I have started school to explore new things. I have a long way to go, but feel good about it. Oh, Rose, I'm so proud of you. That's amazing. And I know you're already educated. I know you, aren't you an RN? But that's amazing. I think that's amazing. And I always think there's a reason to go back to school. I love it. What are you going to do? Do you know yet? Oh, how exciting. Congratulations, Rose. Everybody, hands up for Miss Rose and her awesome steps toward freedom personally and personal development and all of this. I'm so proud of her. Good job, Rose. Good job. Stop the Chaos says, why does life feel like a weird dream after the breakup? When will normal set back? A great question. Okay, so life feels like a weird dream after a breakup because suddenly your reality changes. Just bam, like that. When you just, even if you aren't the one who, even if you're not the one who left, but especially I think, but in any case, anytime you spend any long amount of time with anyone in your life, whether they're your parent, your spouse, your friend, and suddenly that person is no longer there, it's disconcerting. And the other thing is, when we're talking about narcissists specifically, we're talking about people who have we become sort of addicted to them, so it's almost like we're detoxing, and then we have been abused, and so we have disassociation, and we have cognitive dissonance and all of this going on in our heads, and so yeah, it's like you're not even there, right? It's like you're literally living in a bubble and watching life through a movie. But it does get better. And one of the best ways to deal with that is mindfulness. I've done a couple of videos on that last week, or I think one of them was yesterday. But they literally, no, yesterday was something different. They literally do make you feel just like that, like you're living in a weird dream, sometimes even while you're still in the relationship. So mindfulness is the way to go. Check my channel for videos on mindfulness. There are tons of them. Good morning, Malta. Oh, Malta says, stop the chaos, sending love and positivity your way. Mike O'Malley in the house. Hi, Mike. I don't know if I've seen you here before, but welcome. He says, good morning, all. Welcome to our little Spanily, Mike. Kathleen says, I'm having a really hard day. Hi, Kathleen. How you doing, honey? She says, my ex picked my little one up. She will be gone from today until next Monday. Oh, that's so hard. Okay, I feel you. You're saying little one, so I assume we're talking about a small child. That's very difficult, and I totally feel you. I'm assuming he will not physically abuse her, or they wouldn't allow that, right? I hope. So, Kathleen, what I suggest for you is to keep yourself distracted. Obviously, check in with her, and make sure she's okay. As often as you are legally allowed to. But other than that, since it's out of your control, the thing that I would focus on right now is yourself and what you can do to make your life better, right? So what can you do this week that you haven't been able to do for a long time? What can you do this week to make yourself feel stronger and better? What can you do? What is something that you haven't been doing that you've wanted to do for a really long time? Try to use this week for yourself to follow your passion, to love your daughter, to, and I know she's gone, but maybe you want to redecorate her room while she's gone, or maybe you wanted to redecorate your room while she's gone, or go get your hair done, or go to a spa. Do something for yourself, even if it's just watch movies that you can't watch when she's home. I opened up Netflix the other day. I was going to watch TV with my daughter, and like everything I wanted to watch was TVMA, and I couldn't watch anything. So my point is, do something for yourself. that you enjoy doing. And if you can't do that, then do something nice for your daughter so that she'll be happy and surprised when she gets home. I really want to see you doing something for yourself. It's probably been way too long since you've done that. I hope that's a little bit helpful, Kathleen. Literal Best says to stop the chaos. Have you tried treating yourself? Give yourself permission to pamper yourself for going through so much. I totally agree with Literal Best on that. That's absolutely the truth, and I love it. I suggest it. Yes, great suggestion, Literal Best. SD says to stop the chaos. Positive vibes to you and hugs. America Felix is in the house. Hey, America Felix, how you doing? Says it's been 2 weeks since he moved out, and he has tried to contact me on Facebook and text message yesterday, but I haven't responded to him like I've done in the past. I understand, and I'm really proud of you. That's amazing. So he moved out 2 weeks ago, and yesterday you didn't respond like you did in the past. That's amazing. So how do you feel about that, America? Are you feeling more strong and more positive? Let me know. Are you still kind of real stressed out that he left, or are you feeling more relief now? Let me know. NH Abbas in the house. Hey, NH, welcome. Says, hi, I'm new. Been watching all your videos. Thank you. I'm really going crazy. My narc broke up a week ago. He never said sorry about anything in the relationship. It was 6 years long, and I finished it. Please help. Okay, well, I'm really happy to hear that you finished it and that you, that you ended it. But how are you feeling now? You're feeling stressed out, really crazy? So one of the things you need to do is give yourself an end date for those crazy feelings. And what I mean is, if you take a few minutes and sit down and go, okay, well, we were together 6 years, so let's give yourself, a week or two, no more, to mourn this relationship. 6 years is a long time, but none of us are getting any younger. So if you need to cry and throw things and break things, let's give it no more than a week or two. So let's just say a week. Let's say today's Tuesday the 5th. So Tuesday the 12th, or I think it will be, or the 11th, I'll have to look. Let's say that'll be your last day, okay, when you're not going to mourn anymore. So for this week, let yourself cry if you need to cry. Let yourself be upset. Let yourself do whatever you need to do. Let those emotions come out. Because one of the things that happens to us when we're with a narcissist is that we're taught not to express our emotions, and we learn to shove them down, and we never deal with them, okay? You're going to have, as you know, a ton of emotions about this, so let them out. Write about them, scream if you need to scream, watch movies that are sad and that make you remember things, or movies that are happy, whatever you like. Just let your feelings out, however that looks for you, okay? And then, say like Monday night of next week, I want you to go to bed with the idea that tomorrow you're going to wake up and you're going to feel better, okay? And that you're going to start to change and you're going to start your new life. And then when you wake up, I want you to start with 10 things you're grateful for and 3 things you love about yourself. Start your day that way. Write it down. And then at the end of the day, I want you to do the same thing. And I want you to stay focused on feeling better from that point forward. And do your gratitudes every day. And each time you think about the narcissist after that date that you choose, then I want you to push them out of your head and start focusing on things that you do want and things that you can control. Because the narcissist is someone that you cannot control. And the situation is something, it sounds like, that you can't control. So moving forward, you want to start to love yourself and take care of yourself and learn more about narcissists so that you can avoid being with one of those in the future while you're working on your own personal development at the same time. It will make your life a lot better. I hope that's a little bit helpful for you. Hey, Omar Mejia, welcome back. Omar says, hey, Angie, I'm still being haunted by my toxic ex in my dreams. I still miss her a lot, but I know she's no good for me. I totally feel you, Omar. One of the things that you can do here is, we've talked about a little bit before, is to take some time. Give yourself a new bedtime routine. Make sure that before you go to bed, you focus on anything but her. Hopefully something positive and something that you do want in your life, as opposed to something that you don't. That's the best place to start. I would start with do your 10 gratitudes and 3 things you love about yourself in the morning and before you go to bed. And one of the things I like to suggest for people in this situation is, right as you're going to sleep, I want you to imagine tomorrow, the next day, going as well as it can possibly go. Imagine what is going to happen in a perfect day tomorrow. So close your eyes and imagine, okay, so you're going to get up out of bed, you're going to go do this and go do that, and then you're going to pop into my chat, hey, and then you're going to, whatever you're going to do, you're going to get up and take a shower, you're going to go to work, whatever. And if you can imagine your day going perfectly well tomorrow as you're going to sleep, that is another way that you can sort of clear your head of the narcissist in the process. I don't know if that's going to be helpful for you. Let me know your thoughts on that. All right. Just so you guys know, I got about 7 minutes left until Melina is going to be here, and then I'm going to have to wrap up because we're doing our meeting. And oh, let me tell you something, you guys. The Life Makeover Summit is coming together so beautifully. So if you haven't signed up for the free pass yet, you can go to lifemakeover.org and check that out. And here's the thing, for those of you who want the all access pass, I've lowered the price by $300. I lowered it to $97, and you get full lifetime access to all the sessions that we're doing. And you also get a 15-minute session with me on the phone, and you get a whole bunch of other good stuff, like freebies from the speakers, a ton of freebies from me, lots of things. And it's all lifetime access. You'll have it forever, and I'll probably be adding even more to it, so be aware of that. But you don't need to worry about that. If you want to just get the free pass, as long as you watch the sessions while they're live, you can watch all the sessions uninterrupted. You'll get everything. So either way, my friend, either way. All right. Stop the Chaos says, thank you. I'll try. Great news. Rose Hargrove says, Angie, you look so great. Love your outfit. Oh, thank you so much, Rose. You're so sweet. Debbie Blanky says, oh yeah, I embrace my freedom all right. Citibank isn't so happy with me. Oh no. Well, I hope you're okay. Tanya Franklin says, have a horrible time. 21-year relationship, 4th separation, 2 years post-separation. Have a TRO in place, huge hearing on 9/11, fighting for sole custody and keeping TRO in place. Oh my gosh, sweetie, I'm so sorry. Stay strong. Stay strong. It's going to be okay. I want you, everybody, Tanya Franklin needs support and love, positive energy her way. When is the court date? Oh, 9/11. Okay. Okay. Stick with us. We're going to help you get through this. Okay. I want you to stay focused on what you do want, not what you don't want. Focusing on what you can control, not what you can't control. You have the TRO in place. You're fighting for sole custody. I got sole custody of my child from my narcissist, my oldest now. And what had happened was, what I did was, when my lawyer went to the judge and said she doesn't want him to have visitation alone, the judge said, why? And he said, could you ask me to write a letter for the file? And I did. And I explained exactly why I didn't want him to have custody without visitation without a supervisor. And I'm not going to go into all that right now, but when I did explain that, the judge gave me what I wanted. So be prepared to explain it. Maybe write a letter. I don't know if the judge will even want it, but if you have it in front of you when you're asked to explain, you could say, well, I wrote it down so that I wouldn't miss anything, and here's what it is, and then you can offer it to the judge. Maybe talk to your own lawyer though, just to be safe. All right. Jillian says, yay, it took me 2 years to kick out the narcissist, but because I didn't know you, I spent the next 2 crying. Oh, Jillian, I'm so sorry, honey, but I'm so glad you're here with us now. You have done so well. Jillian is running 5K marathons right now, and she's kind of a goddess. I'm really in awe of and inspired by her amazing ass, let me tell you. Hands up for Jillian, everybody. All right. Literal Best says, a candle is a really good gift for yourself. I like that. I like that. Yes, it is. And, like I said, when I got mine, it was just a candle holder, so you can put like tea lights in there or anything. Here's a little tip from me to you. If you ever get a candle holder that you love and there's candle wax stuck in the bottom of it, put it in the freezer for 30 minutes. It'll pop right out. Little tip. All right. SD says, I'm going to get my hair cut and colored next weekend. Awesome. She says, first time in over a year. I'm so excited. Funny how something simple can mean so much to people like us. Absolutely. And the thing about getting your hair done is that, every time you look in the mirror, you have a new self to look at. And I think it's fun. And I think it really can change the way you feel about yourself. And it can kind of be a great marker for your new self. You know what I mean? Because it's such, especially if you get a cut and a color, you can get such a drastic looking change that it can really kind of symbolize your new life to you. You know what I mean? I think it's fun. And I think it's totally worth the trouble for those who are into that thing. Hey, Donna Doherty, how you doing, honey? She says, good morning. Let's all promise not to fall back into the narc's clutches this fall season. Love it. Absolutely agree. Yeah. Malta says, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Well, I am doing great, my friend. Very well. Thank you so much. All right, let's see here. And Malta, I was just talking about you this weekend and about how awesome you are. I was talking about you to my friends, like my RL friends, people that came to my house for the weekend. And I really appreciate you so much. Malta comes, you guys, many of you who come every day know Malta's here daily and always helping to support everybody and offering help for me for the chat and everything with, for various trolls that pop in here and there. And I'm just really grateful, Malta. Thank you so much for everything you do. It means so much to me. And I know it means a lot to these guys too. Thank you. Tommy D says to stop the chaos. It took me a couple months before reality really began sinking in. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you're still in shock when it's finally over. And then you certainly, it takes a while for it to sink in. It's normal. And Tommy, I'm glad you're here too. Lisa Duran says, I'm going to get a tattoo to some Okie. Okay. Well, I like tattoos, but just make sure you put them somewhere that you can hide them because, you might want to get a job someday that doesn't want to see it outside your clothes or whatever. Honey Dearest episodes in the house. Hi. She says, hi, everyone. Hey, Honey Dearest. How you doing, honey? Okay. Sarah Lee says to Rose Hargrove, congratulations on starting school. Congratulations. Good news. That's a great news. That's a huge... I cannot talk yet. I better get a cup of coffee again in a minute. Okay. She says, great news. That's a huge step taken. I totally agree, Rose. All right. Laney Slow says, he's stolen my credit card and using my identity to open new credit cards. And who knows, maybe loans, but I don't know about those. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. That has to be illegal. It has to be. If you guys are, okay. I know this much. When you're legally married, it's a gray area. At least it used to be. Because when I left my ex-husband, I put all the bills in his name in the house that he was staying in. And then he ended up running those bills up and switching the bills over into my name again. And then when I bought my home, because I had 5 months where I kind of had an in-between situation where I lived in a home that someone had, their mother moved into a nursing home and they needed someone to live there. So I lived there for 5 months and saved up my money for a down payment on a small home for my son and I. And during that time, my ex-husband had opened up all these new accounts in my name, and they wouldn't do anything to help me because we were still legally married at the time, even though I could prove that I didn't live there and that I lived somewhere else. But it didn't matter. I had to pay that stuff. I did get some help, luckily, from my ex-in-laws, who are one of them had passed away now, but she was an amazing lady and she really was kind to me during that time. But yeah, so I would suggest that you call the police and see if there's anything that can be done, because literally using your identity is a whole different thing. And the credit card situation, yeah, that's really bad. You can run your credit report and find out what else has been done, and I would really report it. I really would. Does anybody know about identity theft and what else can be done here? I can do a video on that if you want me to, Lainey. Let me know. Sydney Alexander says, I'm stuck living with my ex-boyfriend who's a narcissist. I understand, Sydney. How long are you stuck there? Talk to me about that, and welcome to our chat, by the way. Madeline Gutierrez said, hey, Madeline says, good morning, Angie and roomies. All is well. Almost got sucked back in by the narc because of Harvey-related things, but I pulled back immediately. Victory. Madeline, I'm so proud of you. I'm glad to see you in the chat today. I hope you're still safe. Are you safe? Are you stuck in your house? Tell me what's going on with you really quick. Brian Mulvaney is here. Hey, Brian, good morning and welcome. He says, good morning. Is it possible for a covert narcissist early on in the relationship could possibly warn you by saying, I'm not good enough for you? This was said to me a few times in the beginning of the relationship. Great question. Yes. You know what Oprah says? Oh, no, it's actually Maya Angelou said it first, and then Oprah reiterated it, and it was that believe them when they tell you who they are, because that's the truth. And that is very interesting that you said that, Brian. And it's, you know what? Sometimes they say things like that because they want us to go, you're good enough for me. What are you talking about? You're amazing. And they just want like a little, ego boost. But in this case, I do believe that we're talking about something a little different. And I think that in this case, it's about, yeah, maybe you were warned early in the relationship. What came of it later? I'm interested in knowing. I'm running out of time, though, just so you know. I may have to wrap up in a minute because it's now 10:02, and Melina's usually pretty close to on time, so she might be pulling up any moment. Lisa Duran says, symbolize my freedom. Sorry, I hit post too quick. Oh, I got you, girl. That makes more sense. Elizabeth says, I got the freedom cut. Try it. It's very empowering. Yeah, exactly. I love that. I love that. Quinita Kwan says, it's been a week since I last talked to my narc, but I can't stop checking his social media and his news supply social media. It's tough. Oh, sweetheart, listen, what I need you to do is block them both. I really, that's my suggestion. You're just torturing yourself. I suggest you block them both and start to focus on yourself now because you deserve that. All right. Shannon O'Brien. Hey, Shannon O'Brien. She says, hello. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Me too, Shannon. Hugs and love to you. Okay, she's here. I hear her coming in, guys. So I'm gonna wrap up. Feel free to continue in the chat. I will see you later today for another video. Oh, thank you so much, Literal Best. Big hugs and love to you for the super chat. Thank you so much. I will be here at 1 p.m. today. It's Talk to Me Tuesday, so come back and see me then. If you haven't yet, hey, if you haven't yet signed up for the, well, you can always hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified, or you can send me a text to 33222. Send the word AngieLive, all one word, AngieLive, and I'll text you 5 minutes before I go live each day. All right. Thanks so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life, and thanks for letting me be a part of yours. I'll see you guys later today. All right. Have a good one.